Hi guys, it's Chris, or if it's easier for you, you can also call me Krzysztof. And welcome to the next episode of my channel, The Pretty East of Europe. Today I'm going to discuss Polish referendum. If you don't know yet, on the 15th of October we have elections in Poland. And also together with elections there will be a referendum, 4 questions will be asked, and of course you can reply yes or no. But not many people from outside Poland might know what are the questions, how are they formed, and what are they related to. So these things I'm going to discuss in this video. I have my phone here, so I will be reading the questions, translating them to you, and I will try to give you the background for each of them. So yeah, if you are interested in this topic, let's get started. So yeah, let's start from the first question, which could be translated as, do you support to sell the state wealth to the foreign entities, which will lead to the loss of control of Polish women and Polish men over strategic sectors of Polish economy? This is the question. And for me, it's not only about the fact that the referendum is there, what are the questions. For me, it's about how the questions are asked. So obviously, if somebody who is not very well informed reads this question, there is the answer already. Like, nobody wants Polish men and Polish women to lose the control over, let's say, Polish economy. So people will not only vote no, but also they will think that we need to vote the party which doesn't support this idea, which is basically peace. So I don't know, I've always think that the referendums should be somehow impartial, but apparently it's not the case in this situation. And it's, let's say, the other example of peace-hate towards foreign companies, foreign countries. They always try to portray that the foreign countries hate Poland, that they want to steal Polish companies, convert them to theirs. And I'm not saying, once again, if I agree with this question or not. What I'm saying is, how is it asked? And I think it's not asked in the impartial way, which I don't think is the right thing for this sort of referendum. So this is the first question. Let's now go to the second one. Another question is, do you support to raise the retirement age? Also to bring back the retirement age that was raised to 67 for both women and men. So I don't know if I translated this question well. I'm just reading here in Polish. But what it wants to say is that they ask you if you want to make the retirement age lower. This question is not so outrageous. It's slightly formulated the way that you think that something is wrong happening, but still it's not the worst of all of them. And yeah, I think retirement age everybody wants to have very low, right? If it was possible for me, I would retire at the age of 50. I'm not sure how well it's gonna be for the economy if everybody retires so soon, but obviously peace probably is not thinking about that. At the moment they are thinking how to get the votes. So yeah, this is the second question, not the worst of all of them. I think it's quite clear. The third question. We have, do you support to remove the barrier at the Polish border with Belarus? So basically the barrier was built because apparently Lukashenko, the Belarusian leader, was inviting migrants from Middle East, and later he was sending these migrants to Poland, which is a fact. There was even recently made a video by one Polish director, Agnieszka Holland, in which she showed the treatment of refugees, of immigrants, by the Polish border control, which was supposed to be very savage. I haven't watched the movie yet, but apparently it was portrayed that these men are very savage, because later, especially the members of Peace Party were protesting. They were calling to boycott this movie maker, which basically is not her fault. Like, if this is the reality, this is how it is, right? I don't think she was making it up. It would be impossible to make it up so much. But still, the question, I would say, is asked in a normal way. But why this question is here? Once again, to remind you that there is like a refugee threat, right? So as I explained in the previous videos, the Polish people vote for peace because peace gives them free money and also because they are scared of refugees. So when they read this question, they remind themselves, okay, actually the refugees are coming again. So who can save us from them? Who can make the country safe? Is peace. So yeah, this question is formulated in a normal way, but I think it's here to remind you what are the problems and basically to scare the Polish people again. Which doesn't matter if you are against refugees or if you support the refugees. I think the fact is that these refugees will not stay in Poland too long because they don't feel welcome here. I think they will definitely go to Western Europe. So I feel if somebody is afraid of this, that the refugees are coming, should be more people in Western countries, right? So once again, peace of course doesn't say that, but if you go to Polish cities, like you don't see any refugees, even if in the big ones, maybe in Warsaw you see some, but otherwise, not really, right? So I don't think these refugees really stay. I don't think they pose a threat to the country, regardless whether you consider them a threat or not, because I think simply they will move somewhere else. So that's the fact. Well, actually, I was thinking that that was it if it comes to refugees, but there is one last question. I think this one is the funniest because they say, do you support to welcome thousands of illegal immigrants from the Middle East and Africa according to the forced relocation mechanism imposed by the European bureaucracy? So this question, I think, is really the prime example of peace propaganda, which they very often show in the state media. You cannot just ask, do you support the refugees quotas from Middle East and Africa? That would be the only thing. Or even, do you support the refugees quotas? Yes or no? But of course they had to ask here that they are illegal immigrants. They had to ask that it's pushed by European bureaucracy, not even European Union, European bureaucracy. They had to call it, of course, in this prerogative way. So once again, guys, as you can see, it proves my point that peace won the previous elections because people were terrified by the refugees. So now they are trying to bring this topic once again. And there are two questions in referendum which are about that topic, right? But yeah, if you are Polish, if you're listening to this video, as I said, I think there are no refugees going to stay in Poland, on very few, because simply they don't feel welcome here. People can be hostile towards them, right? So I don't think it's like a threat. And if somebody should be bothered by that, those should be the Western countries, right? So why they don't say anything? Why they don't protest? So once again, it's really the part of political propaganda. And this is how the questions are. So as I said, they say that the referendum is valid if 50% of the voters will take the card and if they vote. So there are two different ideas, like some people call to boycott the referendum and just don't take the referendum card. Other people just say to vote yes to all the questions, right? So it would be very funny for me if in the referendum they would answer, yes, let's bring the immigrants, right? I think that would be even bigger punch in peace face than anything else. But I think it's not gonna happen because the majority would still vote no. So as they say, as the opposition says, the best idea is not to take the referendum card and then the referendum will be not valid, yeah? But once again, guys, this was my video about referendum. I'm gonna definitely update you after elections, what was the outcome, what was the referendum outcome, and we will discuss it once again. So see you next time.